you, Catherine. We're going to go to Philadelphia, where the police commissioner is speaking on that officer ambush last night. A big question about whether or not it was terror. Take a listen.
Demonstrated was absolutely remarkable. His will to live undoubtedly saved his life. And we're ever so thankful to God that he's here today, because this could have easily been a police funeral. Officer Hartnett is presently recovering. He has some very serious injuries that will require multiple surgeries. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. The suspect in question is a 30-year-old male from Yeadon. He has a Philadelphia address as well, I believe. Has confessed to committing this cowardly act in the name of Islam. According to him, he believed that the police defend laws that are contrary to the teachings of the Quran. Now, at this time, if we could post up the video, just want to show you something on this before the mayor takes the podium and outline what's going on here. So this first video, it's actually not even the video, it's a still shot. You can see the male in question going towards police officer Hartnett, already firing. Second shot, he is literally inside that car. He's got his arm extended, firing at Officer Hartnett. I'm absolutely amazed that Officer Hartnett is here with us today. This male fired at least 11 shots from a 9mm at close range. You can see he begins to run away, continues to fire, even as he flees away. This shot right here is absolutely one that demonstrates his valiance and his courage and bravery. He exits his police vehicle, starts chase despite being seriously injured, returns fire. He's able to strike the male at some point in time, and again, his fellow officers were able to apprehend the male. Unfortunately, I will have to tell you, in the interest of full disclosure, the weapon that this male used was a stolen police firearm. It was stolen back in October of 2013. It was reported, and that is one of the things that you absolutely regret the most, when an officer's gun is stolen, that it is used against one of your own. Fortunately, again, Officer Hartnett is here with us today. We ask that everybody keep him in your prayers, as his injuries are very, very serious. At this time, I'm going to turn the podium over to the mayor for his comments, and then subsequent to that, if you have any particular comments for Captain Clark from the Homicide Unit.
Good afternoon. Our main concern at the moment today is the well-being and the health and the recovery and rehabilitation of Officer Hartnett. Obviously, you can see the bravery that he displayed, and he and his family will get everything that he needs from our police department, from our city, in an effort to recover and to be whole again. I want to compliment Homicide Division, the police department, for their just tremendous work. Their ongoing, everyday tremendous work, but especially in this particular case, going to bring this case to fruition. I think it's very important that we understand how hard they work in the circumstances they work under, and also how our officers every single day are willing to do what Officer Hartnett has done, to put themselves between us and the bad guys. So that's the first part. The second part is that in no way, shape, or form does anyone in this room believe that Islam or the teaching of Islam has anything to do with what you've seen on that screen. That is abhorrent. It's terrible, and it does not represent the religion in any way, shape, or form, or any of its teachings. This is a criminal with a stolen gun who tried to kill one of our officers. Has nothing to do with being a Muslim or following the Islamic faith. So I want to turn it back over to Commissioner for any questions you may have.
So I imagine you have a lot of questions. What I cannot answer, the captain will answer, or perhaps someone behind me. So we'll open it up to questions now.
Commissioner, what specifically did this man, Mr. Archer, say to the officer, about what he had done and why he had done it?
Captain?
Okay, when we had the suspect upstairs, the homicide unit talked to him. Right away, he didn't have anything to say, but then he stated that he pledges his allegiance to Islamic State. He follows Allah, and that is the reason he was called upon to do this.
He did this for what reason? What was his...
That he just kept on echoing those sentiments and he wouldn't give us anything more than that.
Captain, the FBI is at his living quarters out there at this hour. There's word circulating that he traveled to Cairo several years ago, and what about possible terrorist materials at his home?
Right. I mean, I can't comment on that. The only thing I can tell you is that the FBI, in conjunction with homicide detectives and our Homeland Security, they're executing search warrants in his property in Upper Darby, and also one in Southwest Philadelphia, not too far from where the shooting took place at. We'll go in and we'll see what we find. But right now, we don't have anything as of yet.
Why are they being called out? Why are they being called out so quickly?
Why is...
The FBI, Homeland Security, why are they there?
Well, I mean, the totality of this circumstance. I mean, you had an attempted assassination on a police officer. You have this individual saying he did it because of his religious beliefs, and because of that and what's going on, around the country. Everybody came forward very, very quickly to find out the answers behind a lot of the questions that I'm sure you guys have.
Vernon, let me just comment on one thing. So I need to make something clear that in any incident like this, the FBI works very closely with us anyway. I mean, I got a call this morning before we knew this information from the SAC, just offering his assistance as they always do. So I just want to be clear about that, okay?
Do you have Mr. Rogers' date of birth and prior criminal record? There's anything from out of town about these guys?
Again, as the captain indicated, one of the things that we hope to glean from the search warrants as well as the investigation with all the federal partners and our partnerships that we have is to determine whether any of those things actually exist. And we'll try to find out. We honestly do not know at this point. We're being as forthright as we can be about what we know, and so we know, you know exactly what we know at this point.
It's sunny that this guy survived this, that Officer Hartnett survived this. Was he only hit in the arm? Was he hit in the body armor as well? How many other strikes did he take, or was this guy just off? And if this is the correct individual that we're tracking, it appears he has a very extensive history, including a history of making terroristic threats. Is that part of yours? It's the same, I guess, Edward that was arrested and born in February 1985.
Okay, so to your first question, 3 gunshot wounds to the left arm is all we have. Absolutely amazing that that's all he sustained. I cannot explain how he escaped that, nothing short of miraculous, and we're thankful for that. As far as your second question, a lot of that will be determined from this investigation. We simply do not know a lot of this. They just got this statement this morning, and so it stands to reason that there's more unknown than known, and as we get it, we will make every attempt to let people know what's going on. The police officer is 33 years old, I believe. Right.
He did have a fairly extensive criminal record.
He's got a criminal record. I mean, the extensive part is relative, I mean, to what we see from day to day.
I thought I had heard from our folks checking records that he was actually set to be sentenced on a case out of Media Borough Monday of next week. Do you know anything like that?
I do not at this time. We will find out all that.
Mr. Ross, do you have any idea how exactly he obtained this gun?
He obtained it? No, we do not know. We know it was stolen. How many hands it may have passed through in the last couple of years, I have no way of knowing. And he did not talk about that.
Was it reported stolen?
It absolutely was.
Can you talk about the circumstances surrounding the theft?
All I can say is it was a theft, police officer's gun. It was reported as was required, and sometimes things happen, and someone was disciplined for it. I will tell you honestly about that, as is our protocol. From his home.
Commissioner, what about protections for officers in situations like this? Was he wearing a bulletproof vest? Are any elements of protection for an assault like this?
Well, I think, one, he had the grace of God. That's first and foremost. But, because I can't explain it based on my beliefs in any other way. But he had a will to live, as I mentioned before, which is equally big. But he had on his vest. But under those circumstances, man, I can't imagine that almost anything that you could have could protect you. That is chilling, absolutely chilling when you watch that. And if that doesn't just make the hairs on your neck just raise when you see that, it's scary. That's all I can say.
Is there any indication that he had any links to anybody else planning a terrorist attack?
No, we don't have that indication right now. I think he was savvy enough to stop just short of implicating himself in a conspiracy with anything. Even if one exists, we don't know right now. The detectives in question did a remarkable job in even getting that from him. He doesn't appear to be a stupid individual, just an extremely violent one, obviously, by his actions. And we're going to have to wait to see where the investigation takes us.
Do we know anything about his mental history?
No, we don't. Obviously, that was one of the first thoughts that we have. It's only natural to go there when you see someone do something so barbaric that, you know, what's wrong with them. And I never want to lay the foundation for excuses later in court, but you do have thoughts like that, but we have not determined it.
Just so we're very clear about this, because this is what, of course, everybody's talking about. You have no indication at this point that he's part of a large organization, no real knowledge of whether he was radicalized as a separate individual, but he has specifically simply made the claim that he is doing this on behalf of Islam and the Islamic State. And beyond that, you don't know whether there's a connection between an individual who's radicalized or just a guy who in his own mind said, I'm going to do this on behalf of this cause.
We do not. And I think that was part of his savviness, if you will, in stopping just short of implicating anyone else. And I say that, and I caution you to say that I don't know that there is or isn't, but he seemed to know how to navigate around just enough. And so I don't know whether that means it's because he knows not to do that or because he was just lucky. I really don't know. Well, it looked like it to me. I mean, in the manner that he did it, and it seemed he certainly was targeting police. It wasn't just targeting a motorist driving down the street. He knew who he was shooting at, and my God, I mean, the way he's got his arm inside that vehicle, I mean, he knew what he was doing. He was trying to assassinate this police officer.
And what is the condition of the suspect right now?
Well, he's actually been released, so, I mean, obviously he had him in our custody, so I guess he's okay for now.
The audio with the dispatcher was terrifying, listening to the officer. How was that? Was he holding a button down while he was chasing this guy down? Did he roll down the window? Did he suspect anything was going to happen before the men started shooting? And then what was his condition? By the end of that audio, he sounded weak and in trouble. What is his condition?
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to only be able to answer your last question. All the rest would be mere speculation on my part. I don't know exactly how he was keying his mic or anything like that. You can clearly see his left arm is immobilized. And at some point, he's courageously firing back. So I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he escaped it, period. With regard to his condition at the time, he had to be very weak because he lost a significant amount of blood at that scene. And we all know what happens when that occurs. So, again, the whole culmination of things and everything involved in this is just, it's both confounding and astonishing that he was able to escape it like this. And I can't say enough for his bravery and how he conducted himself. I mean, I really, really can't. And he really just demonstrated, I mean, a paragon of excellence when it comes to what it means to be both a police officer in terms of being a warrior and everything else when he had to be. He's got 5 years on the force. He actually was a lateral from another department, and I just had a discussion with a vice president of the FOP, and everyone says that in addition to the acts of bravery that are demonstrated here, that he was a compassionate police officer in that even an individual he arrested not long ago for narcotics, he stopped and got food for that individual's son, the very person he arrested.
Could you clarify, did he do this in the name of Islam, or did he pledge allegiance to the Islamic State?
Well, he said a lot of things, and so, I mean, for us, he clearly gave us some motive. And so a lot of the things that we get, we're going to try to connect via evidence we hopefully obtain. Again, he didn't say a lot beyond that. So it wasn't like laying it out completely chapter and verse for us. I mean, we're left to try to say, okay, he's leaving a trail for us. Where is it going to lead us, if anywhere? And so I don't have an absolute for you, but those are the things that he said, things that, you know, I told you about and the captain expounded on is what